Hey guys, so I wanted to make a bit of an update video on Palantir because my last video was around the end of March, and since then the stock hasn't performed too well. And over the last couple of months there have been a few interesting things that have happened with Palantir and also some interesting news that has come out around the stock. So in this video I thought I'd take a bit of time to do sort of an update video on what's going on with Palantir and whether I believe it is a good time to buy the stock right now, as it is on quite a big discount compared to where it was before. So nothing major in this video, but hopefully it does sort of get you up to speed with where the stock is right now and also what my own thoughts are on the current stock price. If you do enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like, as that does help out the channel a lot. Also remember to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. And apart from that guys, let's get right into it. So first of all, let's start off with some of the bullish signs that we've seen for Palantir over the last couple of months. So a big one for a lot of people is what ARK Invest are doing and their behaviour around buying or selling the stock. So it does look like ARK Invest do remain bullish on Palantir and have been buying more shares for their ARKK Innovation ETF over the last few weeks especially. And this hasn't just been a one-off top-up, they have actually been purchasing large quantities of Palantir stock on multiple occasions over the last month or so to take advantage of the current slump in the share price. So just a few days ago, on the 4th of May, they did buy about 1.5 million shares. They also bought 1.1 million shares on the 20th of April and 1 million shares on the 7th of April. So quite a lot of buying in the last few weeks or so. And then if we do go back towards the end of March, they did also buy 1.2 million shares on the 24th of March and 780,000 shares on the 25th. And all of this buying that they have been doing means that Palantir is now the 19th largest position in the ARKK ETF, totaling about 16.2 million shares in the position, which gives it a 1.6% weighting for the entire ETF. A big bit of news that came out recently was that Palantir were awarded a $32.5 million contract with the US Department of Defense to provide a data-as-a-service platform to be used for two separate mission areas. The first of these is called Project Brown Heron, which is using the Palantir Gotham platform to automatically ingest data from across the Department of the Air Force. Now this will be a critical component to the department's analysis and decision making around the effects of the pandemic. And then the second area is to provide mission-critical space situational awareness and command and control capabilities to operational users at the National Space Defense Center and the Combined Space Operations Center. So a lot of high-level analysis will be going on with this project, but it is great to see that Palantir have got another contract with a government agency like the US Department of Defense, and it does show very encouraging things for the quality of the service that they do provide. So last month we also saw Palantir be selected by the National Nuclear Security Administration for a 5-year contract for their SAFER project that is valued at $89.9 million. Palantir will be providing effective knowledge management and data-driven decision-making for the NNSA's Office of Safety, Infrastructure and Operations. The SAFER project stands for Safety Analytics Forecasting and Evaluation Reporting and will help the NNSA in their mission to manage nuclear security by allowing it to best allocate its human and financial resources to prioritise safety. So another big contract that Palantir have got recently. Now, Palantir are rapidly amassing quite an impressive portfolio of government-based contracts with government organisations and departments across the world, particularly in the USA. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is a really great thing to see as an investor, because if the US government are trusting Palantir with important projects and are happy with the service that they are receiving from Palantir, then this is a great stamp of approval. And it does suggest that Palantir are a top-tier organisation in the big data analytics sector and are offering a better service than their competitors in the space. I believe that the more government contracts that Palantir can amass, the more likely they are to obtain future contracts from these government departments. A future government contract is more likely to go to a trusted organisation that they have worked with before, rather than a brand new, unknown organisation. It is also rumoured that Palantir are now working with BMW, one of the largest car companies in the world. A job at BMW in Germany is currently open for applications, in which the job description explains a bit more detail about the software that the candidate would be working with, and in this description BMW do state that the successful candidate would be using Palantir's Foundry platform to analyse and visualise data, So this is really interesting to see, and it does suggest that BMW may have recently started to work with Palantir, however have not actually made an official announcement just yet. So based on this information that we do have, my personal thoughts are that maybe BMW are just testing the software first and have not committed to a full contract just yet. But either way, even though this is not an official announcement just yet, it does look quite promising for Palantir, and if they can secure BMW as a client of theirs, this definitely adds a big name to their client list and bolsters the amount of commercial revenue that they can get from that side of their business. And actually credit to a Reddit user for this information. He was the one that actually found this, so I'll leave credit and a link to that post in the description below. So those were the main sort of positive updates around Palantir stock. However, I do have some personal concerns that the stock price could go a little bit lower in the future, and I thought I'd touch on some of my thoughts around this in this section of the video. So first of all, there is still a lot of insider selling that is taking place amongst Palantir staff, including high-level executives and the chief executive as well. Now, this can be expected to some degree when a company does go public and the lock-up period for insiders expires. However, it is a little bit alarming to see how many shares insiders have actually sold in the last few months or so, with many offloading a large percentage of their total holdings onto the market. So insiders sold $207 million worth of shares in Q4 of 2020, and this was followed by $94 million worth of shares being sold in Q1 of 2021, and then $76 million in Q2 so far. And when you see this many shares being sold from Palantir insiders, including the chief executive and other high-level executives at the company, it does show that they may not have full faith in the performance of the stock in the long run. And this therefore means that they could potentially believe that the stock is currently overvalued, or maybe they don't believe that they can achieve the levels of growth that the stock currently has priced in. Either way, it is a little bit of a red flag to me as an investor when I see this sort of insider selling taking place. But obviously it's not a massive deal. There's always going to be some sort of insider selling taking place, especially when a company has just gone public. But it is definitely something to bear in mind before you invest in this company. And then the second sort of concern that I do have is that the stock still has a very rich valuation, and even though the stock price has dropped significantly from all-time highs a couple of months ago, it could potentially drop further into the future. Palantir's price to sales ratio is currently at around 34, which is definitely classed as pretty high. And if we do continue to see a sell-off in the high-growth tech sector, then Palantir stock is likely to suffer further, even if they are still acquiring new contracts and improving their business along the way. Also, in recent weeks, we have seen a trend starting to take place where stocks have been dropping in the days after their earnings are released, even if they did have a really impressive quarter. So a big one that comes to mind is Amazon. They had a really impressive quarter for earnings a couple of weeks ago, and the stock price has actually dropped quite a bit since that was announced. So when a company has a really good earnings quarter and you see the stock price drop quite significantly, then this is obviously a bit concerning on the general broader market and the sort of environment that we're sort of investing in right now. So it's definitely a concern that I do have around Palantir, because their Q1 2021 earnings are coming out on the 11th of May. So it is possible that even if Palantir do have a good quarter for their earnings, that we could still see a sell-off for the stock in the following weeks. So overall, not massive concerns for me, but I do think they are worth bearing in mind, because it does mean that the stock price could potentially drop even further, and I'm not sure where it will go and how low it could go, but we are slightly below $20 right now. So to be honest, I could see the stock going down a few more dollars per share, and maybe even to around the $15 mark. I hope that doesn't happen, but if it does happen, then I guess that would be a good buying opportunity to get some discounted shares on the dip. So that is all for today's video, guys. As always, this video is for purely entertainment purposes only, and it's not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Please be sure to do your own research into any company before you think about investing in them. But apart from that, guys, please leave a like if you did enjoy the video, as that does help out the channel a lot. Be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see similar videos to this in the future. Drop me a comment, let me know what your thoughts are on Palantir stock at the moment. And apart from that, guys, thanks a lot for watching.